Hello everyone, welcome back for week 3. Last week we talked about your best bet and investing in yourself. Today we'll be talking about a topic that may sound familiar. I have dubbed it Cash is King. So cash, or dollar bills and change, is an amazing store of value and means of exchange. It can be put away to use on a rainy day, or at any time you can pretty much use it to get any sort of good or service that you wish for. It can be a great thing to have plenty on hand, although not always, especially if you're holding too much cash versus actual investments. But yeah, we will talk more about that in later weeks. But what I want to get at here is that you as a person should try to have multiple cash flows coming in. This is generally called income. There are typically two forms of income, active and passive. Now this is very important to understand the difference and the similarities. Active income is what most people earn. You work at a job and they pay you a wage or salary. After some time, from the time you spend at the job, passive income is more fascinating and very powerful. It is income generated even when you yourself aren't working or trading your time for an income. For example, let's assume you're a rapper with a very popular mixtape out. That mixtape in the market will continue selling, or these days on SoundCloud or Spotify, wherever the Tidal or Apple Store where it can be bought, and it'll continue selling your mixtape even as you're sleeping. This is passive income. It doesn't require you to tie up your time and continue putting in an effort. In future weeks, we will talk about stocks. Stocks often pay out part of the company's profit once in a while, maybe every month or every 3 months, in the form of something called a dividend. The dividend you collect for holding these stocks, the share of the company, is a nice form of passive income. So before you invest and put your money to work, you yourself have to put in some work to have that money in the first place. Unless you're already really rich or set to inherit a gigantic fortune very soon. Lucky you. But for most of us, we need to earn and keep the cash coming in to pay for our living expenses and then put away the extra amount in investments with the hope that the value of those investments will go up and they will generate some income for us in the form of dividends and such. Even if you're still young, you should look to create different forms of income that will last for some time. You can do chores for allowances. You can do a paper route or work at McDonald's. Or you can do all three and have 3 different forms of cash flow coming in. As you get older, schooling will probably take up more of your time, but you can still do part-time jobs and side gigs that generate some active or passive income as you study. I know for myself, I would always be working even as I was studying, and I'm not talking only in the summers when we're off. I was working even during the school year. And this is very important to do and really build up in positions and jobs which maybe you'll be able to continue even after you stop studying. This way you have more secure and long-term cash flows. The key is to think of different ways to keep the cash coming in. Because the more money you have and the more money you save, the easier it will become to make more money off that money. In simple, you probably have heard of the saying, you need money to make money. This is very true. Sometimes if you come from humble roots, it might take years or tens of years before you have a significant amount saved up to be financially secure. But don't give up. Make sure to not lose sight of the end goal, which is financial freedom. So yes, you want to actively think about the different forms of income you have. Are they active or passive? If they're active, how can I have more passive forms? And vice versa. How can I diversify so if I lose my job, I won't be out entirely of income? And how sustainable are these different forms of income, and are they going to last a long time for me? You should always be thinking about these issues. So there you have it. Take some time, think about it. Remember, cash is king. And next week, we'll be coming back and talking about a very interesting topic: investing, trading, and speculation. Until then, cheers.